Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're decoding Dr. Melvin Sievel's tactical manifesto, The War on Rest. We are going to reclaim your clarity. Because look, if you've ever felt like modern life is just completely draining your focus and your energy in ways you can't quite put your finger on, well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to uncover the hidden mechanics behind that everyday exhaustion you've been feeling. Okay, let's dive right into this. Are you trapped in a chaotic node without even realizing it? I really want you to stop and seriously consider that for a second. Think about your daily fatigue. Is it just the result of a long, hard day of work? Or is it something way more insidious? The whole premise we're exploring today suggests that your everyday exhaustion might actually be an invisible environment acting directly against you. It's not just a bad night's sleep, it's a structural condition of the spaces we literally inhabit every day. You could be operating inside a chaotic node right now, basically a localized pocket of overwhelming noise and disruption, and not even know it. Recognizing you're caught in one, that is step one to getting your autonomy back. Now, when you hear the term energy weapon, your mind probably jumps straight to sci-fi movies, right? Like lasers or some crazy physical blast. But Dr. Sewell's framework completely flips that idea on its head. In the Bibebibebibe field, an energy weapon is absolutely not a physical device. Actually, scratch that, it's more like a destabilizing condition. It's an environment that forms around you, acting as this relentless, attention-fracturing pulse that slowly erodes your mental clarity. Think about it. Relentless noise fields, pinging notifications, those awful chronic sleep disruption cycles. These aren't just minor annoyances. They're literally conceptual weapons deployed by chaotic environments to keep you completely off balance. It takes this dense sci-fi concept and makes it incredibly, maybe even uncomfortably, relatable to our overstimulated lives.
So the crucial point here is understanding the three specific targets of these environmental forces: sleep, stillness, and peace of mind. Notice anything? These forces, these energy weapons, they don't attack your physical body. No, they attack your regenerative core. Why? Because when you're asleep, your moments of quiet stillness and your peace of mind are constantly fractured. You change on a fundamental level. Instead of using your energy for creation or for, actually moving forward with intention, you're forced to burn all of it just trying to survive. It's like treading water in a stormy ocean instead of swimming toward the shore. By targeting those three specific things, the chaotic environment ensures you never, ever have the surplus energy you need to actually break free.
Let's see how this builds, because it gets pretty intense. When you are constantly forced into that survival mode, it triggers what's called the degradation cycle. Step 1, sustained disruption occurs. You're caught in the noise. Then, step 2, and honestly, this is where it gets super dangerous. The sovereign's risk profile completely changes. Because you are so exhausted, your baseline for making safe, rational decisions just gets totally warped. And that leads directly to step 3. Decision errors increase, and your perception narrows. You totally lose sight of the big picture. Forced mistakes start happening, and suddenly, those chaotic nodes, they start looking like viable pathways. It is a massive trap. The environment literally drains your freedom and your time by backing you into a corner of terrible decision-making. This whole dynamic brilliantly illustrates the psychological trap of these energy weapons. Think about what you actually feel when you're deep in that degradation cycle. You feel targeted, right? You feel hunted. The chaos feels perfectly timed and deeply personal, almost like the universe is out to get you. But reality is a totally different story. In reality, you are simply overwhelmed, severely underrested, and being blasted by random, meaningless noise. The exhaustion is playing a massive trick on your mind. It creates this complete illusion of coordination, where there's actually only chaos. Understanding this distinction is absolutely vital. Once you get this, you stop fighting phantom enemies, and you can finally focus on the real problem, your severe lack of rest. So, what does this all mean for us? How do we actually survive this? Well, enter the Sovereign Response Protocol. This is your tactical escape plan. Step 1 is honestly the most counterintuitive part of the whole shebang. Do not fight the field. If you try to resist every single pulse of noise and chaos, you're just going to drain your energy even faster. Step 2, rebuild silence and rigorously protect your sleep cycles. You've got to patch the holes in your regenerative core before you do anything else. And finally, step 3, exit the node. You literally relocate to a higher resonance environment. The core doctrine here is that sovereignty and clarity aren't restored by battling these destabilizing conditions. They're restored by fundamentally refusing to live inside them. You don't win by fighting the chaos. You win by walking away from it. Just to briefly ground this survival guide in the broader transmedia lore it actually comes from, Let's look at this origin snippet. Saiku Venga emerges from the rift, born between slip flow and counterflow, marked by SH1 resonance. Within the true flow universe, Saiku Venga is basically the ultimate sovereign individual. This character is navigating these exact environmental forces, stuck between slip flow and counterflow, and utilizing the very response protocols we're talking about right now. It's such a fascinating way to encode these heavy psychological and environmental survival strategies into a rich narrative lore. It really takes the abstract concepts of chaotic nodes and resonance and makes them feel a lot more tangible, don't you think? Now, what's really interesting about this entire framework is the sheer architectural rigor behind it. The diagnostic architect who mapped all of this out is Dr. Melvin Sewell. So these aren't just some passing shower thoughts. This is fully established sovereign intellectual property, officially part of the true flow universe and cosmic university. Dr. Sewell established these conceptual schemas and models globally, locking them down via immutable digital repositories like Zenodo. It's a highly structured, meticulously documented system that gives you a literal diagnostic tool for your own reality. It is academic, it's highly tactical, and most importantly, it's built to actually be utilized. Which brings us to the ultimate uncompromising doctrine of this entire framework. Rest is resistance. In a chaotic node that demands your constant panic, your constant attention, and your constant energy, simply choosing to sleep is a literal act of rebellion. Guarding your stillness? That is a tactical maneuver. Peace of mind is absolutely not a luxury. It is your primary defense mechanism. By protecting your regenerative core, you are actively, physically defying the environmental forces that are working overtime to break your sovereign clarity. So as we wrap up today's explainer, I want to leave you with this final thought. Will you keep fighting the field, or is it time to finally exit the node? Look really closely at your daily routines, the noise you tolerate every single day, and the sleep you sacrifice. Are you playing right into the illusion of coordination, burning all your precious energy trying to fight an unwinnable battle against random chaos? Or are you ready to apply the sovereign response protocol, rebuild your silence, and move to a higher resonance environment? The choice is entirely up to you. Thank you so much for joining me to decode this incredible framework, and I really hope this helps you finally reclaim your clarity.